What's up guys, Curtis here and welcome to a brand new FIFA 15 video. As you can see on the screen, we have a lot to talk about, lads. So obviously, the biggest change in FIFA Ultimate Team history happened last night. EA added in price ranges. I personally think it's just completely against the way the whole game is supposed to be played, but that isn't what we're going to be talking about. So a lot has happened in the last 24 hours, and I just kind of wanted to make a video just to talk about like some of the things that have changed, some of the worst price ranges, and some of the stuff that it's had an effect on so far. I personally really enjoyed collecting all this information for it. So before we get stuck into it, I may as well say, if you guys could smash that like button, lads, that would be absolutely amazing. If you could subscribe as well, that would be great, because we're going to have a lot of interesting foot content coming up in the next year, I guess. It's going to be very interesting. So anyway, let's get stuck into to some of the worst price ranges and all that other stuff. So first up, I thought I'd look at some of the legends I had in my club. This is a good example. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know I packed Bierhoff last week. He was actually going for around 750k at the time I packed him. EA have put a cap on it at 490k. So already the legends are going down. Now the legends are the one that I've noticed to be the biggest decrease. Crespo, who I bought over last Thursday, I think it was, I bought him for 3.6 mil. His max price is 3.2 mil now, so that's an instant loss, and I'm sure they will be going even less because of the way the caps work. Now this is the killer. Roberto Carlos was going for 8 or 9 mil the other day. Now his max price is 3 mil, and these price bands, they look like they're going to be great. You think, oh great, so 1.5 to 3 mil. The problem with that is there will never be Roberto Carlos listed. Now we are going to talk a bit more about that in a sec, but as you can see, Chiellini, I've lost about 200k on that one. And then we have one more here, which is the Striker Ronaldo, which I found hilarious. EA did actually fix it, so it does show they will change the price bands. But Kista, a YouTuber, yesterday he had the Striker Ronaldo, and EA put his min price at 645 and max price of 873. Absolutely laughable considering he was 15 mil before. So now I want to kind of talk about the effect it's having. Now, for example, Fabian Delph, he has a min price of 15k and a max price of 25k. He came out last night and he will only be out for this day. Now, the thing with this, lads, is there's only going to be so many released today, and with him being so cheap and forced into that price, the supply/demand whole system just completely goes out of FIFA. Now, I'm sure you guys know how supply and demand works. If there's ample supply and not much demand, the price is going to go down. If there's more demand than there is supply, the price will go up to the point where the demand and the supply is equal. This means that, say for example, if Delph comes out and loads of people want him, but there's not many, he's going to be going for 200k, 300k, because the demand for him is higher than the actual supply, so the price will go up. Now, I'm sure you guys follow along with that, but just to say here, for example, the demand is so incredibly high for example, Delph at 25k, that the supply is nowhere near capable of keeping up with it, that there is not enough coming on the market. So, as you can see here on the screen with Welbeck, it was the exact same thing. Now, Welbeck was actually 280k to 420k. That's his price range. Now, the 420k bin ones are getting snapped up instantly because the demand is so high for him, and once again, the supply is so short. Now, if people were able to change it so that they could list him for 700k, less people would be after him, there'd be less demand, and there'd be more supply. It now means that if you want to try and get yourself a man of the match Welbeck, it's almost impossible. I was searching for ages to find a man of the match Welbeck, and I was constantly just getting nothing on the transfer market. Now, this is just, for me, that's the biggest issue I have with it. Players are suddenly just going to disappear off the market because people aren't going to want to list them for as low as they are. Why on earth would you sell Delph for 25k, which is absolutely nothing? I mean, 25k is a pathetic amount for a player when you can just keep him for that same price. If you decided you wanted to get Delph back, you may have to wait days to be able to buy him again. So that just, to me, is just mind-boggling. So forgetting the whole idea of how new cards are just going to get absolutely destroyed and taken off the market, we also have a couple other aspects, which I haven't got screenshots for, but for example, Neymar. Everyone is listed Neymar at the lowest of his buy now price. In this situation, there is way more demand. There is way more supply than there is demand. Nobody wants the Neymars for the minimum buy now, which means that again and again and again, people are selling their players at that price, and they're just never going to sell. They're never going to go. So you're going to have a player here that you are stuck with. In the past, if you were desperate to get rid of a player, say they were all going for 500k and you just couldn't shift him, you just stick him up for 450k. You're going to lose a bit of coins on it, but you're going to get rid of that player and you won't have to deal with him anymore. But right now, you are stuck with him until you're lucky enough that one person just happens to buy yours out of the other 3,000 that are on the market at that same minimum price, which to me is mind-boggling. So, we're going to look at a couple other things that EA have messed up with it. So really quickly, I'm just going to show this one. This is what happens when they change the price range. If you stick a player up and they don't sell, it does come up saying the transfer market is heating up. The price range of your item has changed. Thank you to El Fenomeno on Twitter for sending me this screenshot. But I think it's ridiculous that for an informed, the min price is 5k because people are just going to list him for that, forgetting about the quick sell. So regardless of that thing, this is something I found last night when I was trying to find some players. For some reason, random players are just disappearing off the search. If you try and search for Welbeck, you literally cannot find him. And I also found it to be the same for Giroud. I didn't actually find any else that it was the case of, but I just thought it was funny that the 2 Arsenal strikers you can't find. And I'm sure there's a ton of other players that for some bizarre reason have just disappeared off the market. So I guess there's just my kind of 2 pence about the whole price ranges. For me, it doesn't really affect too much because, as I've mentioned a few times, my channel's not really based around pack opening, so it doesn't matter that I can't get all the coins from coin sellers. And I do also still think anyway that coin sellers are not dead because they will always find a way around. They always do, and I'm almost sure that coin sellers will be back nonetheless. But I personally think, just for the sake of the game, it's just a complete mess. I mean, you can't buy players that you want, you can't sell players that you want. It's just ruined the whole supply-demand aspect of an auction market. That literally is the whole point of it. If they're going to do this, why don't EA just give you a set price that, say, if you wanted to go and buy yourself a Ronaldo, EA will charge you 5 million coins for it. You give EA the coins and then you get Ronaldo, and then you sell the players back to Ronaldo. That is essentially what they've already done here, except they've made it even worse. So for me, the auction market is completely dead, and I personally am not a fan of it. But that's just my opinion on it, guys. I'm interested to see what you guys think in the comments down below. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. It's not very often that I kind of just sit down with a bunch of stuff and just chat and give you guys my opinion, but I thought this was a really important thing to talk about because it's going to change FIFA so much for all of us. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Smash that like button if you did. Subscribe to this channel if you're new around here. Have a fantastic day, lads, and look forward to overpriced range versus affordable price range. See you later, lads.